Hello and welcome to our market alert video for today, which is April 29th, 2022, Friday. And before we get going, I want to just tell you that my wife and I achieved a milestone, 37 years of marriage as of last Thursday. And we went out to dinner to celebrate, and we kind of looked at the last 37 years. And I asked her, I said, what is that kept us together? What's your favorite thing about me? I'm tired of talking about me. What do you think about me? And she said, you make me laugh. And I said, well, that's good because I like making you laugh. So, so we fit. Anyway, let's talk about where we are with this stock market and the economy and where it looks like we're going from here. One of the things that we are looking at is the worst start for the stock market, the S&P, since World War II, according to Barron's. And so that's a long time. We have a lot of headwinds as we go forward. We got numbers on inflation from the wage standpoint. There's an index that looks at that, and it is the highest increase in that index in wages since that has been recorded. And so what that means is that portion, the wages portion of the inflation that we have right now, it's going to be very sticky. And what I mean by that is that, if you hire somebody and you have to pay them a lot to get them, a year from now, you're not going to say, guess what? Inflation has abated, so I'm going to cut your pay. Wouldn't go over very well. So if that's the case, if inflation is stickier than we think, then what's going to happen is that the Federal Reserve will probably need to be far more aggressive than they currently are telling us. And if that happens, we could have a recession similar to what we saw back in the early 80s when the Federal Reserve had to attack inflation aggressively. It was not pretty then, and it may end up not being pretty now. The other headwinds, China with their battle against COVID, the supply lines are significantly impaired right now. That's causing more inflation. We have the war in Ukraine, which is causing oil prices to spike. And then also, Ukraine is a very important country on a variety of fronts. They produce 40% of the wheat supply for the whole eastern side of the world, as I understand it. There could be food shortages. They also produce 70% of the phosphorus. Now, you wouldn't, this was news to me, but phosphorus is what farmers use to fertilize here in this country. In fact, I was talking to a gentleman, he's a farmer, and he said, he can't get phosphorus. And if you could get it, the prices are up 500%. And so we could end up, if farmers don't have fertilizer in this country to produce food with, we could have food shortages in this country. And so this whole situation is a mess. And we think that it's very possible that we could have what David Roach, who's one of the people that I follow, I think he's a smart guy. He's the chief investment officer, and he said that we could be here in a war session, not a recession. And what happens when you have wars is that you have potentially a recession, but usually recessions cause prices to fall, inflation to fall. But in wartime, when you have recessions, what he said, according to his research, is that you also have inflation, which is another word for stagflation, a slowing economy with higher inflation. And if that happens, he said, we could see a significant bear market coming. So, man, it feels like a perfect storm of things that are coming all together, and it doesn't look like it's going to be pretty. So my question to you would be, do you have a strategy? You should be thinking right now, in my opinion, about the downside, not the upside. You should be, I think it would be a good idea to review the amount of risk you're taking. And do you have a strategy to protect yourself if this turns into a big, bad bear market? And we may already be in one. We just don't know it. The market peaked a little while ago. And so all of those things we would love to do for you. And as McGuire said in that movie years ago, help me to help you. And so if you would like, I can offer you can visit with one of our retirement planners. They can go over with you where you are now and what we are doing with our clients, and perhaps help you to mitigate the losses that potentially could come, and also to look at your, how you're invested, and your entire retirement plan, your cash flow plan. We'd love to do all of that for you at no charge or obligation. So our website is rpoa.com if you want to avail yourself of that. But right now is a very, very risky time in our view, and a time to reassess how much risk is appropriate and whether or not you even want to be in this market. So thank you for watching this video, and we'll talk soon.